Authorities, Commissioner, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, buongiorno. I am glad to extend a warm welcome to you all. Welcome to official participants, countries, and international organizations. Welcome to non-official participants, representatives of corporate and civil society organizations. Welcome to our partners. Welcome to all Expo Milano 2015 friends. It is a pleasure to welcome you once again, so numerous and interested in learning about the latest development of our common project and in providing your invaluable feedback. We appreciate that. I'm sure you will find this third international participant meeting helpful and rich in content and inspiration. Our aim is to provide you with all the information you need to facilitate and expedite your work in this phase of the project. We want to support you so that you are able to conveniently meet the very tight deadlines for the realization and good functioning of the Expo. At the outset, I would like to thank our host in Turin for their generous hospitality. We opened our meeting with a beautiful reception yesterday night in the invaluable scenery of the Venaria Reale, and today and tomorrow we will enjoy the facility of this very functional center, the Lingotto. Let me now go straight to the subject matter of my presentation. I intend to be as focused, as concrete as possible, as this is highly required in this phase of the project. At this stage, most of the preparatory work by the organizer has been undertaken, or it is ongoing, as I will describe in a minute. And this means that from now on, you, the participant, enter in the scene in full. It is the participant and the organizer together that build the Expo and create the visitor experience. That is a sort of slogan for us. It is really a credo, the visitor experience. This is why throughout this meeting we will underline your role and spell out what we expect from you and how we will continue to support your work. We will start by making a journey to explore the Expo site. This morning you will be shown the status of works and preparation. And firstly, we will present you a thorough update on the status of the project and its next phases, with a focus on the complex endeavor of building and organizing the Expo site. In particular, you will hear about the site work, access and mobility, on-site services, sustainability efforts, and the role of volunteers, together with other key topics. Then, in the afternoon, we will embark in a real journey and onboard the high-speed train to reach the Expo site. Throughout the visit, you will have a preview of the experience of visitors approaching the Expo. I believe this will be an interesting and rewarding journey. You will have the opportunity to see that the site is growing and infrastructure are in place to accommodate the process of construction and setup of your exhibition spaces. Let me now come to the update on the status of the project. I would like to start by recalling one key element, the constant support by the government. A very visual example of this is the visit of the Prime Minister to the working site of the Expo just a few days ago. Despite the very complex economic situation, the Expo Milano 2015 project has maintained the uninterrupted support of the government, as well as the same structure in existence at the birth of the company 4 years ago. In fact, the very same shareholders that created the company still sit on the board, and we consider this a significant element. The government has also reaffirmed and the full availability of funding earmarked for Expo Milano 2015 at every step. And this means that despite the recurrent political and economical difficulties, the funding for Expo has never been reduced. Furthermore, this past April, a law was issued assigning to the Expo 2015 company the special powers necessary to give impetus to the site works, similarly to what was granted in preparation for the Winter Games in Turin in 2006. The same law does also incorporate a revised governance structure for the event, namely nominating one commissioner solely dedicated to the event and holding the powers and responsibilities that are key to the timely accomplishment of the preparation of the Expo. The commissioner will be in charge until December 31st, 2016, and I was asked to perform this role in addition to my responsibilities as CEO of the Expo 2015 company. The streamlining of Expo governance is a significant advancement, one that goes beyond any government's tenure, and we are grateful to the government for its vision in supporting the solidity of the funding and governance structure of the Expo. The government is also committed to a series of interventions that take inspiration by the Expo project, but go beyond the goal of preparing a successful event, the so-called Agenda Italia 2015. In collaboration con the Expo company, as well as with the Italian pavilion, the government has set an ambitious agenda for advancing national development in some areas of great importance, from promoting the role and image of Italy worldwide, as well as knowledge and education on the Expo theme, to accelerating infrastructural advancement, promoting the creation of jobs, and strengthening the social fabric of the country. The Expo project has the potential of acting as catalyst of major steps forward for Italy. The government believes that it constitutes a very great opportunity for the country, and our Prime Minister say this thing, remind this every single day, and intends to exploit such opportunity in the most effective way. I would like to give a special thanks to Under Secretary Maurizio, who is tasked with managing the Expo Milano 2015 dossier at the government level and is a constant impulse to the activities of the government. Today we are 575 days before the opening of the Expo Milano 2015. This is a relevant number for us all, for the organizer as well as for the participant. But the number of days I would want to focus on is 759, which covers both the period before the opening of the Expo and its duration. This is because now our common effort must certainly be focused on the preparation, no doubt, but we ultimately need to be able to fill the 184 opening days with content and to manage the daily life of the Expo in the best way possible. I would like to bring up some other numbers so that I can tell you the story of the making of the Expo. I want you to be able to picture the advancement we undertook and the results we achieved since the international participant meeting of last year. The first number is 134. It is your number, 134 participants confirmed, a higher number than the 130 target we committed in 2010 under the approval of the BIE. And let me tell you something in relation to this wonderful number. Last July, we had the honor of welcoming the President of the Republic on a visit focused on Expo Milano 2015. In that occasion, we were able to announce that we had met our target of 130 confirmed participants. This achievement is a source of pride for us as organizer and, honestly, for the whole of Italy. It means that the project has been appreciated and valued. It also means that 6 billion people, amounting to roughly 86% of the world total population, will be represented, and this number keeps growing. Dear participants, thank you for your engagement and for your trust you have put in the project. Let's come to another meaningful number, 112. This has also to do with you. It is the number of the nominated commissioners. It is a number much higher than what is customary at Expos in the current phase. It is a number to which we attach a great importance, because it means that we have clear counterparts in dealing with the large majority of participants. And again, thank you for having accomplished our early engagement goal and for having gotten organized efficiently and on time. Another number that we have reached with your contribution, 65 signed participation contracts, and 10 more will be signed tomorrow. This will bring us to 75 contracts, or roughly 60% of the total number of contracts we plan to subscribe. Again, we would not have been able to achieve this goal without your constant collaboration, and I would like to thank all commissioners and their staff for this. We have also signed 5 participation agreements with non-official participants, and 5 more will be signed tomorrow. This takes me to another number that gives a sense of your works and commitment. 58 theme statements submitted and approved. Our concept puts the theme at the center of the Expo stage, and this is why this number is particularly important. The quality of the theme statement is really outstanding. It shows once more that feeding the planet, energy for life, is a theme of universal relevance and creative appeal. The thematic experience of Expo Milano 2015 will certainly be impressive. And let me highlight this element. The best way to explain what is an Expo, to have people understanding what is the sense of it, is by way of describing your projects, the ideas and the concept that you will bring to the Expo. The Expo will be the sum of a myriad of different interpretations of the theme and its contents. Their richness will show the visitor to the visitor why Expo are meaningful and fascinating events. And now, today, you can describe your goals and ideas with words, but we know that in a short while, your growing exhibition spaces will be the best image of the Expo taking shape. And we need to communicate this to the public to reach the potential visitor. Let's do it together. The next number should be the one for the unique legal framework we have created with the international agreement signed in July 2012 with the BIE. Another key achievement of the past year is its entry into force. The agreement is a result of the fruitful collaboration between the organizer and the BIE, but it is first and foremost an important working tool for you, commissioners, and for your delegation. The goal is to facilitate and expedite all relevant procedures for your entry and stay in the country, for your registration of economic entities, in sum, for the organization of the life of your staff and exhibition spaces. The overall framework of our collaboration with government entities is, however, much wider. As I was mentioning before, we do participate in the implementation of the Agenda Italia 2015, striving to make a valuable contribution to the progress of Italy. For instance, we are working, only to give you some example, we are working with the Ministry of Culture to give impulse to the visibility and attractiveness of our country and to strengthen tourism, hospitality, and ultimately the reputation of Italy as a welcoming travel destination. And this will contribute to the popularity of the Expo. The following number represents another innovative component of our project, the partnership with the private sector. As you know, we have given the opportunity to the corporates to play a more active role. We have now 13 official partners: Accenture, Cisco, Enel, Fiat, Intesa San Paolo, Samsung, Selex Finmeccanica, Telecom Italia, Coop, Came, Eutelsat, Fiera Milano, and Dilli. This means the project has received an extremely good response by the private sector, notably at this time of global economic difficulties. And I am happy to report that with 300 million euros already acquired, we have met our target of financial and in-kind contribution by the private sector. This is a considerable success for us, and we are thankful to our partner for their investment and their trust in the project. Animated by such a result and given the quality and solidity of the overall project, we are confident to be able to raise even more private investments. And the achievement of the private sector partnership is not only shown in their number. Let me recall that last year we only had 4 partners, but mainly in the fruits of the collaboration, expertise and technologies to contribute to the very needs of the project. This has helped us to optimize resources, solve problems, and implement an innovative vision. I would like to highlight this element. The confirmation by participants, as well as the partnership, have come with the finalization of the project. This is to say that participants, as well as partners, have come to work with us because of the project, because you have appreciated and valued it, because you have been convinced by its concept and characteristics. I feel we can say that the biggest achievement of all is that we have reached the current stage in this project all together, working in synergy and collaborating at each and every step. We will need to continue doing so, and to become even better at collaboration in order to face the challenges and deadlines of the next phase. We do need to work seamlessly together towards the construction and finalization of the Expo site. And the goal is to be able to say that we are on time next April and, of course, April 2015. On this, let me get to the core messages of my intervention. I would like to stress the importance of the timely proceeding with the construction and operation work on the Expo site. That is exactly the point. We currently have 800 workers daily on site. Since this past summer, we managed a double shift covering from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. The works are advancing according to the plan, but I cannot underestimate the complexity of the site preparation in all its components. Now, I would like for all of us to imagine for a moment to be a visitor of Expo Site 2015 at the outset of the visit. We find ourselves in front of an astounding offer, both in terms of thematic contents and edutainment. Over 80 exhibition areas, among them 60 self-built, 9 clusters, 5 thematic areas, and 10 corporates. That visitor will certainly be fascinating by what is on offer, and as a result, we hope he or she will be attracted to visit more than once. But we want to make sure that even visitors that will only dedicate a few hours to the Expo have a very meaningful experience. And for this to happen, the quality of the exhibition spaces needs to be exceptional so that visitors will be enticed to visit them. Let's start with the self-built category. Expo Milano 2015 will have a particular high proportion of self-built exhibition space, around 60. This is an outstanding number, and I like it. I like it because it shows that the world is growing and there are more and more participants that wish and are able to design and organize their exhibition spaces by themselves. Fantastic, but at the same time, very challenging. The number that comes next, in fact, tell you that we will probably end up having as many as 80 working sites simultaneously active, and our is an Expo of relatively small size. Here comes the challenge. In order to make real the beautiful concept of the World Avenue, in order to implement the thematic placement, in order to integrate the various participants in the cluster, we will need to win the challenge of managing a particular complex set of working sites. How will we be able to do so? I would like to propose a few rules of engagement. First, we have a particular detailed work schedule for the construction, assembling and dismantling of exhibition areas. We will stick to it, and so we expect you. Second, the working site will be managed in an overlay rational way. In order to be able to efficiently implement your project, the overall design will need to be conceived taking into close account the impact at the construction level, keeping all construction work within the boundaries of the lot vehicles' access and movement, And we also strongly suggest you use pre-made materials, pre-assembled off the site, to the higher extent possible. Third, we are ready to support and facilitate your work. As you know, last May we organized an international participant workshop on construction and technology solutions for self-built exhibition spaces, and we want to support you in achieving your goals with our innovative framework. This is why we have also prepared a set of works management guidelines that illustrate that detailed information you need for the construction of self-built exhibition spaces. They will be issued in the next few weeks. In addition to that, the Expo 2015 company is ready to provide excavations and foundations work services upon request. It is in the interest of all of us to reach the end of this year, the end of 2013, having prepared for the next phases of our work in the best way possible before the handover of the building slots and the implementation phase of your projects. The role of the company and of the overall group of institutions and entities who are behind the project is to facilitate and coordinate this phase and to make your life easier, I should say, to the maximum possible extent. By the end of the year, we will have more than 30 lots available for self-built pavilions. This number will represent 50% of the total amount of exhibition space for self-built, as you can see there. By January 2014, we will reach 75%, and by April, 100%. We will start with the handover of the lot for the Italian pavilion in November. For the other self-built lots, in order to proceed with the actual handover, we need the participant to be ready for this phase. In essence, what we are asking you, this means that their preliminary project has been assessed and approved, as well as the timeline of the execution project, so that they are organized and ready to begin their works. We will be ready. We wish participants to be ready too. Now, dear friend, if I had one message only that I could give today to those of you who will be self-building their exhibition spaces, I would like to stress that it is very important, it is fundamental that we receive your preliminary designs as early as possible and within the established deadlines. This is most urgent result to achieve for the effective management of the working sites. We will do our part to prepare the handover of the self-built lots in the most efficient way possible, but we need you. We need to share your preliminary design well in advance of the beginning of the works. This will also enable us to perform excavation and foundation services on your behalf, if needed, of course, in a way that suits your project. This message is particularly important because it is adamant that construction deadlines are met. We do expect by participants the same attention and care on the various phases of the project that we put in our dealings with you. As you know, over time we have prepared a set of guides and guidelines to facilitate your work. We started with the International Participant Guide in 2011, then followed with the Fin Guide in 2012, the Guide on Self-Built Exhibition Space in Construction, and the Guide on Technologies early in this year, and then more specific technical guidelines on works management, green procurement, sustainability solution, technical system, hygiene and safety in the food areas. A further series of guidelines on operational matter, on food and beverage, and on events will be issued in the next few months. This system of guides and guidelines is an innovation in the Expo process and has been prized by the BAE in several occasions. It represents a great effort in our commitment to support you in your participation at all stages. The guides are the result of a continuous and meticulous work of systematization and refining of the Expo project. This has been done on the basis of the lesson learned from the previous Expos, from your huge experience and know-how, and finally through a very close collaboration with the BAE at each step of our journey, from the concept to content to technical specification. We have done our best to break down the concept of Expo Milano 2015 according to the various facets in your participation, to make it readily implementable, for example, in order to optimize the visitor experience in your exhibition space, design everything with a theme and your thematic approach in mind, plan for both built structure and open and green areas as exhibition spaces, include technologies in your design and concept from the early stages, organize the visitors flow to minimize queuing and maximize comfort, and integrate the food and beverage offer within the thematic proposition and the exhibition space content. I would like to stress the importance of this last point. At Expo Milano 2015, people will eat well, The food offering will be of a particularly high quality and wide variety. We will bring the best of Italian cuisine at the Expo, but we expect that on your side, you will do the same, that you will bring the best of your cuisine with the most typical products and recipes. And together we can enrich the visitor experience with all the flavors of the world. Now, coming back to the materials we prepare, we would like you to make full use of the available documentation and, of course, let us know when it doesn't meet your needs and expectations, so that we can find an ad hoc solutions. This is to say that we are available to support you in all possible manners, but we need your help to make sure that we needs to happen on time, and that what needs to happen on time will happen on time. From each one's reliability on the various phases of preparation depends on the feasibility of the entire Expo site. This is something we should all keep in mind. This is why I want to show the timeline of the Expo site works once again. These are the key deadlines we need to meet to make sure that everything will be done on time. Please pay attention to this fundamental point. First of all, the preparation of the site will be finalized by June 2014. The urbanization of the site, which includes the complex works related to the decumanus and cardo, to the canal, to all services areas and utilities infrastructure, will be completed by November 2014, while the design and furnishing will continue until April 2015. Let me say March should be better, but April to the last day. The Expo buildings, event and thematic areas, for instance, are scheduled to be completed by February 2015, and the lots for self-built exhibition spaces will be ready for handover starting from December 2013, as I said before, and the building and fitting under the responsibility of participants will have to be done by March 2015. The Expo company will then finalize the cluster, including all common and event areas, by December 2014, and participants will have until April 2015 for the fitting and setting up of their exhibition spaces. Now, let's get now to the following number, which is also key. The majority of participants, over 70, will be harmoniously integrated within the thematic clusters. It is very rewarding for us to see that so many participants have selected this new participation option, which is an innovative feature of Expo Milano 2015 that will hopefully be an inspiration for future Expos. The concept of the cluster was born out of the goal of putting each and every country in the position of contributing its most unique and meaningful thematic participation, and of giving prominence to the asset of each country in terms of products and tradition. We are making huge advancement on the 9 thematic clusters. They are taking shapes and they will be as beautiful as thematically rich and entertaining. The achievement in this field has been made possible especially thanks to the engagement of all participants involved in the cluster working groups. The challenge of the thematic clusters is only a bit further down the road, but will be evident soon. The timely setting up of exhibition spaces, the organization of common areas and event venues, the functioning of markets and shops, the food and beverage offer. These elements will also need accomplishment in a timely fashion. This is why I'm glad to announce that we will hold a dedicated workshop on the cluster at the end of January. All countries participating in the cluster will be invited, as well as the collaborating partners. As I said, we need you to do your part on time, and we are obviously striving to do the same. Moving to the thematic areas, the 5 thematic areas are taking an increasingly more concrete shape, and we work with our excellent curators on the Pavilion Zero, Food in Art, the Future Food District, the Biodiversity Park, and the Children Park. Well, during the rest of the session, my colleagues will cover in details the status of works and operation. In particular, Angelo Pari will present you with very valuable information on the organization of the working site. You will hear plenty of technical stuff, and hopefully will get to know everything you need to organize your construction works. What is that number? Too early. As an important complement to this presentation, we will then touch upon sustainability element. There is a lot you must do to make sure your exhibition space meets sustainability criteria. There is also a lot more we suggest you to do to achieve higher standards and a prominent placement in the Expo awards. We will then move on how the site is organized. Ottorino Passariello will present you the operations approach of Expo Milano 2015, and you will see that we have innovated in this field as well. In this presentation, we will also hear about the participant service center and the staff village, which are certainly of great interest for you. And to close this section, we will then talk about the volunteer program. And I come to the last number, this famous 50. We will invest 50 more million euros in the communication and promotion of the Expo from now to the end of the event. I can anticipate a few highlights. First, this will be a fully social Expo, as we will take advantage of the huge potential of social media. We will also work to mainstream Expo themes in television programming. And last but not least, we will collaborate with outstanding actors in the world of Internet. This will disseminate the content of Expo 2015 all over the world. I'm now coming to the end of my intervention. My goal was to acknowledge the challenges of building the Expo while providing impulse to our works and activities, as well as reinstating our full support towards your participation. The effort of providing you with innovative tools and practices is evidence of this aspiration. Dear Commissioner, dear delegates, dear BIE representative, we are making an European Expo, an Expo hosted in the old world, but at the same time, we are making an Expo that has a very wide presence from Asia, Africa, and Latin America. This has the potential to bring about extraordinary content, educational and enriching for millions of Expo visitors. This has really the potential to open the door of our knowledge and imagination for the new world of the future. We look forward to opening this door with you. Now, again, let's work together to this end. And thank you for being part. My warm thanks to be part of this project. Buon lavoro.